Governing domestic air travel. The clarification has now allowed FlySafair to implement their plans for commencing flights from the 15th of June 2020. With air travel commencing again, passengers want to know what safety measures are in place. Well, to tell us more, we're joined on the line by Kirby Gordon, who is the Chief Marketing Officer at SAFair. Good afternoon to you, Kirby.
Afternoon. Thanks for having me, and good afternoon to the listeners.
Well, let's just start off by some of the measures that your airline is taking in order to keep passengers safe while they travel. What are they?
Sure. So, there are a number of measures that are being put in place across the entire airport ecosystem. So that involves obviously the airlines and all of the other parties that play a role up until the point that a passenger actually arrives at the aircraft. But to focus a little bit on the aircraft measures that we've got in place, we've got some incredibly deep cleaning measures that are taking place. So we're using some very sophisticated substances to clean, obviously, common touch areas. But then also between flights, we will be doing using a fogger, a mister that contains an anti-COVID chemical that would make the aircraft very sanitized. And similarly, a deeper cleaning facility in the evenings using electrostatic sprayers. Again, these are an interesting kind of spray that actually charges particles and allows them to really reach hard to get places, a little bit like hairs would stick to a static jersey. It really brings that chemical all over the place. You'll see loads of...
Kirby, let me just get it. Sorry, anti-COVID liquid or spray, is this something new? Is this something just developed now, or is this something already in the market that you've been using all along?
So it's not something that aircraft or that airlines have been using as standard practice. There are newer chemicals that we have started implementing. By saying that, I said they're new to us. They're not necessarily newly developed chemicals of their own. They're antiviral in a broad spectrum sense, but they have been proven to be highly effective against COVID-19.
Right. So inside the cabin, full capacity, I understand, is allowed, correct?
That is correct.
So social distancing, physical distancing will be an issue if you're trying to fill up a plane. How do you plan to navigate around that?
So this is a very contentious topic, because of the unique circumstances inside of an aircraft, especially with regards to things like the sophisticated air filtration systems. There's been no need to place any kind of quota or any kind of limit to the number of people that may board an aircraft, and hence regulations have not done so. But of course, what this means is that ultimately, when passengers are flying in South Africa domestically over the next 2 weeks, if the aircraft is full enough, they will be seated next to another individual, which is fine in terms of all the measures that are being taken and the regulation that's in place to prevent the transmission of COVID-19. But obviously there is an additional layer there which has to do with passenger comfort and with their peace of mind. So from our perspective, what we'll be doing is we'll be allocating all of the window and aisle seats at check-in first. So we'll make sure that we don't put anyone in the middle row until such time as there are more passengers than there are window and aisle seats. And then we'll start seating passengers there. But we've also launched a product on our website which allows passengers, for a small fee, to block out that middle seat and allow themselves that peace of mind to know that they can have that seat open, which is a facility, of course, not available at any other airline.
Right. And, something called the high-efficiency particulate air filters. That is something that is used in aircraft. And so the air inside a plane is pretty sterile, isn't it?
Well, absolutely. I think, the idea of traveling and being exposed to new bugs, of course, particularly long-haul travel and being within a sort of smaller space for an extended period of time, had, as history had it, engineers take a look very carefully at how they measure and manage air quality within an aircraft. So modern aircraft, and this is a standard feature that they've had for a long time, are fitted with these HEPA, these high-efficiency particulate air filters, which recirculate the cabin air every 3 minutes. They work from top to bottom, so they don't spread air across passengers. Your outlet's always above you, and the inlets are always on the floor. And they're incredibly efficient at taking any microbes out of the air, the same that are used in operating theatres.
I was just watching a demonstration by Dr. Sanjay Gupta, who's regularly on CNN, a medical expert there, and he was giving us a demonstration on how, one might sit or where to sit in an aircraft. And one of the things he did was that when he sat, he opened up the aircon or the a fan above you to break down any viral particles that might be in front of you or around you. Is that something that you guys are researching or encouraging your passengers to do?
Absolutely. I mean, that air circulation is key, and particularly that vertical air circulation, ensuring that it comes from the top to the bottom. So ordinarily, those blowers are there for your own comfort in terms of making sure that if you're too cool or too warm or whatever the case is. But to get that air movement is certainly very healthy and is advised.
How's this hit your complement of staff, your employees? This lockdown has surely been hard on the aviation industry in general. Talk to us about your struggles.
It has been very difficult. I mean, obviously, since the beginning of the lockdown, we have not flown any flights, which means that effectively there's been zero revenue coming into the company, and all of the staff have had to, we've all made quite serious sacrifices, and we're very committed. We're very fortunate in that we haven't had to embark upon any Section 189 retrenchment processes. So, relative to, I think, a lot of the other compatriots in the aviation industry, we're in a relatively good position, but we've made sacrifices and we'll continue to do so. But I think at this stage, if you were to speak to anybody that works for or with SAFair, you'll just hear gladness in their voices to the point that we'll be back in the air on the 15th. I mean, we're very excited about that.
Right. So your first flight is on the 15th?
That's correct. First flight will be on Monday morning on the 15th.
All right. Talk to us about those passengers who booked with you prior to the lockdown. What happens to their tickets?
Right. So what we've done is when the lockdown started, obviously there was a lot to process. So what we did was we ran automatic scripts on our system and we cancelled everybody's booking and made it and cancelled it to a voucher so that everyone at least had a store of value, and hopefully that gave our customers some sense of peace that they weren't forfeiting their tickets due to the fact that their flights were expiring as such without them actually having taken them. So all of our customers now have vouchers at their disposal, and actually as of tomorrow we'll be announcing some exciting stuff. But effectively, they are allowed to reuse those vouchers for a period of up to a year. There'll be an incentive to do so, but there is also a cash refund facility that will be an option to them. But this does come with some cancellation fees. And
just finally, which airports are you limited to?
So at the moment, all airlines can only fly between Johannesburg, Cape Town, and Durban. So we will be flying from OR Tambo and Lanseria in Johannesburg, and then Cape Town International and King Sharka International.
All right, Kirby, thank you very much indeed for coming on and giving us the very latest and some of the measures that you guys are implementing in order to keep passengers safe.
Thank you.
All right, there we go.